Let me show you a couple of minutes or something, then I'm going to come back and tell you what it is really. I just want to see if you can pick it up. If you can pick it out. Can you? Not your boogies. Just see if you can pick up on what's going on here.
Joining Jurgens in fear-mongering over a cyber doomsday was Jürgen Stock, the head of Interpol, one of the most influential members of WEFPAC. I should also add that the United Nations, which as I mentioned earlier, is currently making its new cybercrime treaty, has named Interpol as uniquely positioned to be the implementing partner of a number of the 2030 Sustainable Development Goals, specifically when it comes to disrupting financial streams of terrorists, securing cyberspace, and curbing illicit markets. Perhaps unsurprisingly, many of the groups looking to allegedly combat cybercrime in the US and beyond, including the Department of Justice and the FBI, are part of an international public-private partnership housed within the World Economic Forum that is seeking to define these terms in unsettling ways. Not only that, but this group and its partner organizations are also seeking policy objectives that, if widely implemented, would treat anonymous cryptocurrency transactions, and specifically Bitcoin transactions involving mixers and related privacy tools, as criminal. They also, without evidence, assert that there is a direct link between an increase in the value of cryptocurrencies, specifically Bitcoin, and an increase in cybercriminal activity. This public-private partnership, the WEF Partnership Against Cybercrime, or WEFPAC, is run by a former intelligence agent named Tal Goldstein, whose military intelligence career, was marked by his efforts to have intelligence agencies essentially fuse with private technology companies in his native Israel. Today, WEFPAC's members not only include the FBI, the Department of Justice, the U.S. Secret Service, and intelligence agencies of Israel and Britain, they also include massive too-big-to-fail banks like Bank of America and Santander, as well as massive tech companies like Amazon and Microsoft. PayPal is also there, so is the nonprofit that manages the SWIFT payment system. In recent reports, WEFPAC has alleged that there is a connection between the use of cryptocurrencies as well as privacy-enhancing tools such as mixers and the incidence of cybercrime. They argue that, quote, cybercriminals abuse encryption, cryptocurrencies, and anonymity services and other technologies, but fail to note that their use is hardly exclusive to criminals. Though they refrain from naming any currency specifically, the WEF has stated elsewhere on its website that, quote, governments don't like the fact that Bitcoin users are anonymous, and
don't watch that. Keep your eyes on her.
They have concerns over its use for criminal activity and money laundering, adding that their worries aren't unfounded. It's important to point out that WEFPAC doesn't see cybercriminals just as those who may engage in hacks or financially motivated acts like ransomware attacks. To WEFPAC, cybercriminals also include those who use technologies to uphold terrorism and spread disinformation to destabilize governments and democracies. From that, it seems...
Since when does a live speech jump like that? Let's watch that again.
Spread disinformation to destabilize governments and democracies. From that, it seemed...
Looked pretty real, didn't it? Till I pointed that out. Nothing's real anymore. But what is Robot Whitney talking about? True lies. They're telling you the truth. She said it's the Sustainable Development Programs through the United Nations and the WEF. They can knock down the United Nations. They can completely dissolve that. It doesn't matter. They've still got the World Economic Forum, the World Health Organization, the Bilderberg Group, the World Heritage the World Heritage List Registrar, the International Environmental Protection Association, which is the EPA. They've still got the Club of Rome, Unidroit. They've still got all that, and it's all the same people. They've still got the Trilateral Committee. Now they've got, what is it, the Department of Peace? The bloke that founded it made himself the president of it. For a peace president, he's certainly making an awful lot of war. It'll come to a point of peace. You watch. It won't last. He's going to make shit rain out of the sky. They've already hinted at him that he's the Messiah. He's pointed out himself, how about this hair? This hair. Like, going back a couple of years, he kept pointing about his hair being snow white. We watch next. He's going to take his shoes off, and they're going to be like polished bronze or something. He's probably a walking corpse. I reckon he stinks pretty bad. Why do they all have necks like that? Big, fat necks like that. I don't know. I'm not going there. I'll lose credibility. You can come to whatever assumption you think about that. That's for you to decide. It's like that's for you to decide. It's not real, obviously. But how many people, the point I'm making is how many people will watch that and think that's the gospel truth because it's a familiar face of Whitney Webb. Everybody loves Whitney. Ah, it's just a glitch. No, it's not. Because the speech didn't glitch, but the picture did. But it sounded a little bit robotic. What do you think they've been doing all these years with auto-tune? Do you think that was really for the music industry? Or do you think, see how bad a singer we can get to make them sound good and smooth without the clef note, the pixelated clef notes? Ah. See if we can duplicate the vibrato. Ah. That's not Whitney. She's far too shy for that. What is Whitney really? She's an architect. She writes a book and then tells us what's in the book, and it's everything that's happened last year. Or over the last 10 years. She tells us all about Jeffrey Epstein and the royal family and all their connections and everything. So, she writes a book and then they drop an e-file. I trust her about as far as I can kick Donald Trump. And I wouldn't kick him because shit splatters.